Hello, this is Brett Lonsdale, and in this video we're going to continue with the forms layout section and focus on creating sections and also configuring rows in our forms. So in order to get started, what we're going to do is first of all go into Lightning Forms. So upon doing that, of course, we're going to see the three different forms as we've covered already, and we're going to edit the customization that we started in the previous video for our new form.aspx. And the new form at the moment hasn't really gone under any changes except for making the form wider. So what we now want to do is focus on the layout of those different fields inside of our form. Now what you'll see in here is we've got the purchase order number field, I've also got the date field, and then we've got a number of other fields to do with vendor, the ship to details for the purchase order, and also some other fields as well around things like totals and subtotals of the purchase order and so on. So what I'd like to do is to, over the next couple of videos in fact, start to lay out this form so that we've got some tabs that will group together some of these ship to details. We've got those as a sort of ship to tab with the ship to name and the ship to address and so on under that tab. And also have a status tab as well, where we can check on the approval status of this form. So we'll have that showing the status field as well as who it is approved by and the approval status. So in order to be able to do that, what I'm going to do first of all is create some sections. So you'll notice that on the form we have two similar lines with a plus icon right in the middle of the second one and on the far left of the top one. So as you know already, by clicking onto the add plus icon in the center, that is basically adding a control onto a form such as a field or another type of control like tabs or rich text controls and things like that. The one on the far left here is going to add a new section. So we've already got one section on the form that contains all of our columns. What I'm going to do here is actually go through and create a two-column section. So this allows me to segregate different parts of the forms to get different types of layout as we go through. So I want the tabs actually to be in the full width of the form, so that needs to be a single column. So in the next video we'll be adding a tab just here, but in this one what I'm going to simply do is drag the purchase order number up to the left hand column, and then we're going to drop the date of the purchase order over on the right hand column. So that has given me the, like I said, the purchase order details or purchase order number, the date column side by side, and then we're going to get into tabs later on. Now before we save and close this, what I'm also going to do is add another new section at the very top, which is going to go back to a one column section. And the reason for that is I actually want to have a title on my form. So in order to put a title on my form, I'm going to add a bit of rich text. So we're going to scroll down to the rich text control and drop that on, and as we click in here we're just going to give this a heading of purchase order form, and I'll center that as well as highlight it and make this a heading. Okay, so we've now got a one column section followed by a two column section followed by a one column section, and we're ready to start adding additional tabs to our form in the next video. Okay, many thanks.